What's up, everybody? Matt Freedman here. We are in Nazareth, Pennsylvania at the iconic, legendary C.F. Martin and Company Guitar Factory. We're going to do a quick podcast, take a tour with our good friend Jason Ahner. Check it out.
So since you're thinking of that custom, I mean, this is the first stop, the custom shop.
Oh, my new best friends.
Yep, this is where all of those great guitars are built. Whether it looks like this is a D18 authentic here, the authentic models. Whether we're using different tone woods. You want your name on the fingerboard. You want your name on the pick guard. You want a black lacquer guitar. It's whatever you think of.
That's insane. It truly is whatever you can dream up. It's kind of the crazy thing. It doesn't matter the tone wood, the inlays, the binding, the headstock, the strings, the tuners. There's so many different things that you can build to your personal spec. This is wild.
So one of the most common requests we get is fingerboard inlay.
Yeah.
So these we do for our distributor in China every year. We do whatever year it is. This is the year of the snake. Yeah. So we have the coin on the headstock, the snake on the fingerboard.
So how much of this do you do in-house? Because the one video I saw, you send a lot for the pearl inlays down to the Pearl, I forget the name of the company in Baltimore.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on what we're doing. Like if it's like the D300 or a special model like that, they'll do a lot of the inlay. But,
cool.
Stuff like this, we'll do this in-house. We have our little ShopBot CNC machine here that's doing the routing for us, do the designs. For these models, this is the Sailor Jerry True Love.
Oh,
where,
cool, look at that.
Yeah, we would use sand shading. That's what the frying pan in the sand is for. So you'd burn the different hues into the wood with the sand. So, stuff like this is done in-house.
I just saw coffee being produced like that.
Get a shot of that frying pan that they use. Look at this.
That is awesome.
Yeah, we did two of these, the True Love model and the Homeward Bound. So they were based on the tattoo work of Sailor Jerry.
Yeah, that's the whole brand.
Here, this is, we did some guitars for Emeril Lagasse.
No kidding.
Yeah, so this is like sushi on here, like different. And I don't know where right there's the head plate for it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Bowl of ramen or noodles there or something? Yeah, how about that?
Bam.
How do you do that? You just create the graphic for it, and you have a graphic department, and then they kind of transpose it to here?
They'll create it here, and then use the ShopBot, and then whatever type of inlay it is that can be cut on the ShopBot, and yeah.
Unreal.
So this is where you get the part of where you get the famous Martin tone.
Oh yeah.
How we
Scalloping the bracing.
Yep, exactly.
Oh my gosh,
hand scallop. So as mentioned earlier, X bracing was invented by C.F. Martin Sr. He first used it in 1843. And really, you fast forward 80 years and it turns out to be the perfect bracing pattern for steel string guitars. And so we still use it. Pretty much anybody that builds a flat top like we do uses some form of X bracing.
Was the initial thought just to take some of the weight out or to balance it? How did that even come up as an idea?
Well, initially it came from, because he was building a lot of guitars that were influenced by Spanish builders.
Right.
Yeah.
And so Spanish guitars use fan bracing.
Okay.
But if you look at a lot of antique Martins, he preferred to use a pin bridge and not a tie block. So we found when he was drilling the pinhole, sometimes he would hit a brace.
Oh.
So he starts experimenting where he finally comes to this pattern where he must have liked it structurally and tonally because he stuck with it and he could use a pin bridge.
Wow.
Yeah.
I guess you do something for 200 years, you're going to figure it out
Yep.
sooner or later.
Yeah.
So you have Michelangelo and these amazing artists throughout the course of history. To me, this is the modern version of what Michelangelo does, scalloping these braces. How delicate and how precise you have to be with the chisel to get it to form the perfect way, not only to balance the guitar, but to make the weight, make the acoustic sound, and do the same thing every single time, 500,000 times over the course of 2 years is absolutely mind-blowing to me. Crazy.
So this is just an overview of what we process in our machine room and in our sawmill. So preferably we're using mahogany for neck, so we'll get a billet in. We'll cut it into the rough profile on a bandsaw, and then from there it's going to go into a CNC router where we get almost the finished profile. But I mean, everything here we're hand finishing. So we're going to get it down to this, but there's a lot of sanding that's going to take place, and same thing with, you know, ebony fingerboards. They'll go into a router. Our bridges go into one of our routers. Then we have
Jason, how hard right now is ebony to get, out of curiosity? Because you're seeing it less and less on like mass manufactured fingerboards.
I mean, to get pure black ebony, it's a lot harder.
Right.
But we use ebony with streaking in it just because that's the way it naturally is.
They look beautiful too.
Yeah.
You know, I had a 0018 one time that had a lot of kind of streaking and character in it with an ebony. It was one of the most beautiful fingerboards I've ever seen.
And I mean, if you look back historically, because one of the things that comes up on guitars, especially with Adirondack spruce tops, is run out.
Yeah.
You know, that grain reflection on the top.
Yeah.
And we have guitars in our museum from, you know, pre-war guitars that have run out on the top. So it's just one of those aesthetic things. It's not any structurally defective, you know, or anything
just
like
a
that.
Kind of an aesthetic thing.
And the same thing with ebony, the streaking. It's just something that naturally occurs, and we use it because that's the way it naturally is.
Yeah.
And then we have guitars in our collection from, you know, 100 years ago that you look at and you're like, oh yeah, that's not perfectly black ebony. It's the same thing. They were using what was available.
Yep.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Let's process our tops down in our machine room. So this is a two-piece spruce top, Sitka spruce, most common type we're using now. And so we take this flitch of wood, cut it in half, and then there's a glue joint in the middle. Process our braces to a certain profile. And then, as we saw, they're hand-shaped and hand-scalloped. This is Spanish cedar. We use this for ribbon lining, so we can create a larger gluing surface to glue the top and the back on. So if you look, this is only about 1/8 of an inch thick.
When did this process start? Because I've had 1940s guitars, and some was before kind of this process started. When did this really originate?
Well, Martin's been using ribbon throughout the
entire.
Some different variations, like some of the antique guitars from the 1830s have like a solid strip.
Okay.
A lot of it is curved. Some of these, I've seen guitars where they took each individual piece, glued them in one by one.
No way.
Yeah.
Wow.
That seems a little. Yeah, but you need something here, dude. You have to have support to hold the top.
In order for the top and the back to stay
You
on.
just glue it on, and you got it.
A lot of the common tone woods we use, obviously Brazilian rosewood. You know, if we wanted to build a guitar just with this piece of wood's worth like $5,000 to $7,000. Yeah. Genuine mahogany, East Indian rosewood. You know, we use those quite a lot. Sapele is another one that we're using more and more.
That's a great tone wood right now.
Yeah,
I mean,
very
it's
similar to
more
mahogany.
cost effective, but like still sounds amazing.
And then obviously when we're building authentics and things like that, where we don't want to use Brazilian and the guitar be like $40,000, we use something like Madagascar rosewood or Guatemalan rosewood, just a different variety. But as you can see, Madagascar really looks similar to a lot of the Brazilian that you see, just the figure in it.
Yeah, the East Indian's very straight grain.
Yeah.
A lot straighter.
Yep. And then I think my personal favorite, aesthetic-wise, is Koa.
Especially if you get some of those darker streaks in there too. It's really, there's nothing like that.
Yep.
Yeah, this was my D60 was more flamed than bird's eye, but that thing was, oh my God.
You know, for years these were cut on bandsaws, and so we look at a few things when we're bringing in machinery like this. Well, obviously we want to build more efficiently, but number two is if you're cutting wood on a bandsaw for 30 to 40 years, which, you know, some of our workforce, they've been here that long, you can get repetitive stress injuries, carpal tunnel, tendonitis. So machines like this help actually help reduce a lot of those injuries. Keep our workforce healthier.
No dust collection.
Yep, we have a dust collection system that's sucking everything up.
Is it even just standing here like as we speak? It's just, yeah.
That's what these hoses are here. It's
Wow.
taking any dust coming off, it's going into our collection system.
Does that allow you to get more pieces out because there's less of a curve?
Yeah.
No curve?
Yep, exactly. It's built to a higher tolerance.
So the kerf is like the width of the saw blade.
Yep.
Wasted wood.
Yeah.
With that laser, you don't have any of that.
Nope.
You do that 500,000 times over the
Over
course of 2
100,000,
years.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of wood.
Yeah.
Amazing.
That's like a top every 1,000 guitars.
Yeah.
So right here, this is a process called
the candling, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So where that comes from, they actually used to take a candle and put it behind the wood to see imperfections on it. And then off of there, we can grade it. And whether, like they have this area circled here, that might work out because we're going to cut the sound hole out.
Yeah.
The rosette's going to go there.
Yeah.
But right here, that's not going to fly.
Oh.
Yeah.
But if we can't use this wood for a guitar top, there's other purposes. We're going to cut this into strips. So if you look down into the sound hole, you see that the reinforcement strip in the center that says C.F. Martin and Company. That's what this will become.
Oh, cool.
Or in our 1833 shop, we're selling these tops that we're printing, like the 190th anniversary. We do a few of them, like a pre-war D45 on the top, these different images. So we try to, waste as little as possible just because, we want to operate as sustainably as possible.
Yeah. That's amazing. Look at that back.
Chris here working with hide glue. So that's what's in the pot there. That's what the company used prior to this factory opening in.
Part of what makes it great.
Deeper, a hide glue.
What's that?
Get into the gory details of the
Well, it's
hide
made from
glue.
animal connective tissue.
There you go.
Comes in a powder. You have to mix it, keep it warm because, if not, the viscosity of it changes throughout the day. It could be, and it's not like modern wood glues. You don't have the workability time and,
So if you've ever heard the term glue factory,
Yep, sending the horse to the glue factory. That's where it comes from.
that's where it's going to.
Yep.
To preserve the heritage of how these amazing
Exactly.
guitars are made.
I think.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
Still hand shape some necks.
There is that thing. You got another couple years left on that.
Yeah.
And it's a goner.
That's from, when they're shaping it, when using a file, smacking the file on there to get the
clean your
wood dust.
file
Yep.
out.
The dust
Oh,
off.
yeah.
Yep.
Take a little break from the invites.
There you go.
It gets all gunked up.
There you go.
Got a few more years left.
That's what he just said, yeah. One of the amazing things about this factory is that you don't see a ton of modern equipment. You see a lot of things that have been here for 50, 60, 75 years that they've handed down or recycled. And the craftsmanship is getting passed down not only from the people, but they're also leveraging this old equipment that looks like it's been around here for a million years. This is wild.
So this is our side bending area. So historically, you would take the piece of wood, mist it with water, and use a bending iron like they have there, rock it back and forth till you got the shape you wanted. But we have these bending presses now. So if you know, hey, I need to build a D18, I'm going to take this side, put it in that D14 fret press, and it's going to apply the exact amount of pressure and heat that you need to get that D18 side.
How long do they have to let that sit till it finally molds?
Well, I mean, the actual bending itself is like 10 minutes.
Oh, okay.
It's slow, but, and then until, you put it in one of these forms here till it cools. But then after it's bent, we have what we call the rim, which is the sides and the front and the rear block.
Okay.
And then from there, we're going to glue in the pieces of ribbon lining. So that's what these are here.
Wow. Look how thin.
Yeah.
I mean, that's...
So it has
incredible.
these curves cut in it to make it flexible. And, I mean, if you look under there, you see all those clothespins.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
still haven't found anything better than a clothespin to glue it in. We use some of the radius areas, we use these different clamps, but for the most parts, we just use a clothespin.
Old school clothespins.
Yep.
Johnny Cash, legendary Martin guitar player. Check this picture out of him playing his old D35. Look at this.
So after the rim is assembled and we have the ribbon glued in, we're going to put the rim in one of these aluminum forms. and then we can glue the top and the back on.
Okay, so that's
Okay.
Yep. So we're going to use we have these presses here that has a bladder that expands and it's heated. So, you know, if you ever work with Type Bond, it usually tells you to, you know, give 24 hours for dry time. With the way we do it here, we can have that done in about 7 or 8 minutes.
Wow.
So that's just another one of those ways to try to build more efficiently.
So in crazy production years, you're doing 100 to 200,000 guitars. How many a day on average are you guys cranking out of here?
I mean, really, the factory here about 200, then our factory in Mexico about 400.
Wow.
Yeah. So this is one of our newer machines here. This is our automated phrasing machine.
Okay.
So phrasing is just an old German word that means to cut a channel. So this is cutting the channels for the binding and inlay.
Okay.
So it's scoping the exterior. So it's going to do that first to take all of the measurements that it's going to need. So it's going to change that scope out for a router bit. And then it's going to go around and route everything. So as you can see all the code flying through that computer there.
Are the inlays still done primarily by hand, or are they done by machine still? Or
Yep. Yeah, we're going to do all the inlay by hand, but because one of the things with cutting those channels is there's different variations between the material and things like that, and we would use like a rotary bit on a lot of them, and if you cut that channel too big, pretty much that
you're screwed. Then it's just going to be extra glue. And,
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can't put that material back.
It's got to be pretty precise.
Yep, exactly.
Well, a lot of precise.
So yeah, so I'm pretty sure we're the only one in the guitar industry that has this.
Really?
Yeah.
That is one thing that's really cool about the SC13 is the cutout for not only the cutaway, but the cutout like in the body, just to make it really comfortable for, you know, the modern player who's gigging out a lot.
Yeah, and that whole body was designed for, because it's kind of off-center.
Yeah.
Like an offset.
Yeah.
It's leaning to the future.
For sure.
Future of what the guitar could be.
That was really a big representation. It was a big statement for you guys to go from, you know, traditional D18s and 28s to something totally that we've never seen before.
Yeah.
You know?
And it's just one of those things. You have to take a chance on it because, you know, if not, who knows what's going to happen.
Yeah.
So we'll go down, we'll take a look at our binding department. So this is our binding department. So it all depends on what the material is, because like our modern deluxes, we're using wood binding. Standard series is different types of you know, plastic.
Yeah.
So we're going to use different types of glues. There's no finish on, so we can just use a painter's tape to hold it in place while the glue's drying.
That's crazy. Of all the modern technology that's out there, we're using clothespins and painter's tape still.
Yeah.
But that's the stuff that makes it great.
Yeah.
You know, you're not skipping steps. You're not trying to cheap out, and this is the stuff that's been great for 200
years. If you peek over here, you can see her applying that binding right there.
There is a difference to me, at least. I don't know what it is in wood binding versus something different. I still.
Yeah, I mean, wood binding. You know, if you can do it, to me that's the way to go too.
I agree. Yeah.
Now, if you were going to build your custom with the sinker mahogany back and sides, do like a rosewood binding instead of like a tortoise binding. Yeah.
All right. Good food for thought. It's going to add another $3,000 to the bill, but that's all right.
Because traditionally, that's what Style 18s had. They had rosewood binding.
Well, we're going to do it right. Look at this. This is like...
Yeah. All these D18s.
Just a stack of them.
Lefties. All right.
Oh, there you go. Whoops.
Yeah.
This one's coming with me.
Yeah.
Just a stack of D18s. To me, in my opinion, the D18 is my favorite Martin instrument, and to just see them in their primal form before they come alive and get into the hands of the player, this is America. This is as American as it gets, playing these acoustic guitars. Amazing.
Yeah, here we have, this is a D45 body. You can tell for the, we'll get to the pearl department, but anything that is getting pearl inlay, when after they do the phrasing, they put poly strips in there so no debris gets in the channel.
Okay.
So that when it gets over to the pearl department, they can do that pearl inlay with all that stuff stuck in there.
Yeah.
It looks like a 000 28s, 000 28s. More D28s and
Look
D18s.
at how gorgeous all of this rosewood is. Like this, it's hard to even describe. the precision on every one of these components, you won't be able to see a degree of difference between any of these. There's obviously a little bit of difference in the graining and a lot of the wood when you go from rosewood back to rosewood back. That's a lot of the cool differences between the guitars. But the precision amongst all of these things and doing it 100,000 times or more every year is just mind-blowing. It's insane.
I want to point out, so this is our pre-finished sanding area. Normally, it's, I can't really talk here because it's usually they're sanding and it's loud, but we talked about the dust collection system over lasering, but we have dust collection system here, and that's one of the things I always point out is, we're cutting and sanding wood all day, but how clean the factory is. There's no debris
spotless,
in the aisle.
Yeah.
And one of the reasons is we use this collection system so that everything is being sucked away from them, as they're sanding. And do you have a pellet stove? With a pellet stove?
No, I have a pellet smoker.
Okay.
A little different.
So, you use the wood pellets.
Yeah, yep.
So what we do with we get all that dust out and we make compressed, it's about the size of a softball.
No kidding.
Yeah, like pellets, and then an outside company picks them up and uses them as a heat source.
No way.
So it's another way that, we can be sustainable, not waste any material and, help somebody else out.
That'd be a cool kind of co-branded thing to do with like Traeger and make your own line of like wood pellets for their smoker.
Oh, I don't know how rosewood or something like that would go with.
Worth a shot. If you want me to be the guinea pig, I'd be happy to throw a brisket on and tell you how it tastes.
So this is our neck shaping area. So it's almost the finished profile coming off of the CNC, but we have to do, a lot of sanding. Now, one of the things I always point out is this, the diamond veloute.
Yep.
So the origin of that, so Martin originally used multi-piece necks where the headstock was a different wood than the barrel, different piece of wood. And they used a joint that looked like a diamond. So when they went to one-piece necks in the early 1900s, on styles 28 and above, they just would carve that diamond veloute in there.
Just by hand?
Yep, just by hand.
Wow.
Just kind of like a throwback to the heritage what the company had always done. These are all the different gauges they're going to use. Make sure that the profile of the neck is correct. Checking at the 1st fret, the 10th fret, the heel. Make sure everything is spot on.
I want to say the first Martin that I owned, I think, was the 0028 EC Eric Clapton that had that little the diamond veloute in it. Because you definitely feel it as a player, especially if you're in cowboy chord position. It's kind of a cool little relic you feel on your thumb when you're playing there.
I mean, and structurally it does add something to that area, but it's more of, kind of like a heritage thing.
For sure, yeah. So Kim was mentioning that a lot of the art kind of pieces in the guitars that she's going to either house in her gallery as the prototype or something. Is there any story to this that you could tell us? Or?
Well, this is the Dick Boak model, the D Boak. And so when he retired, this is a piece of artwork that he did that's lasered onto the top. So we did a series of these. And I don't know if that key works for this case.
Look at the bracing pattern that he did on that.
Yep, it's the bracing, the interior bracing you can see on the outside. Let me see if this key works for this one. Yeah.
So, how do you remember all these keys and what opens what?
But if you look really closely, so this is a drawing Dick did of North Street Factory. He's in the window right there.
No way. Oh my gosh, there he is.
And there's his signature.
How about that?
Yeah.
And that's all, it looks like dot work almost.
Yep, that's how it is. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Goodness gracious.
And of course, this is American Music Furniture made this case.
Oh, no kidding.
Yep.
Shout out to those guys. They're right in New Hope, or in Peddler's Village now, right? We're next to us.
Yeah. Because we've been using nitrocellulose lacquer for 100 years this year. It's the 100th anniversary.
No kidding.
Yep. And we want to make sure that what we're spraying, in between coats, everything, the finish looks great. So we're always inspecting, making sure it's, up to par with what the finish on a Martin guitar should look like.
Sure.
So here, we probably have the most intense finishing process in the guitar industry. And that's, one of the things that, we're known for is not only great sounding guitars, but also great looking guitars.
Of course.
So this is everything that the body's going to pass through. So right now, these need their first sand after, they just got their initial base coat of lacquer. But I mean, one of the things, the difficult parts about working with lacquer is dry times.
Okay.
So historically, you would need like 72 hours in between coats. We put this curing room in here. So this is ionized. It has a cross breeze constantly blowing through it. It's like somewhere around 90 degrees. And so that cuts that dry time in half. So we can work with guitars, you know, once they're finished a lot quicker.
I'm sure we'll get to it, but a question on VTS.
Uh-huh.
Is this sort of the beginning, or is that a totally separate process to VTS than going through this component of it?
The VTS, that's kind of part of, a big part of that is the torrefied spruce top.
Okay.
But then that's also, if you're looking at VTS on an authentic, it's using our finished lacquer. You
Yep.
know? Yeah. So instead of you know, like the full gloss, like on a new instrument, you know, it's kind of you know, a different finishing process. We found the finishing instructions from the 1930s, and we'll use that on those guitars.
On those authentic 1937s. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those instruments are they're from another planet.
Yeah.
Those authentics.
This is the Madame Dagoni, the first X-Brace guitar. It had to have a top crack repaired, but I mean, this is the earliest known guitar to be X-Brace from 1843.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. What?
Nylon strings still.
Yep.
Before steel strings.
Yep.
So look at this. Yeah, even 150 years ago with
Yeah.
the inlay and the binding. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So.
1 7/8 nut width on that one.
Yeah, that one's definitely 1/7.
Oh yeah.
So that one's part of our museum collection. They'll get, you know.
Oh, that's cool.
Who knows what people are going to send in? You know, they work on everything from where the company was founded up until now. And there's, you know, artists, you know, Clapton's guitars have been here.
Yeah, John Mayer's. I saw the whole documentary on that. And
Yeah, Jimmy Page, Neil Young, Ed Sheeran's guitars come back for repair. So it's like one of those things, because those guys use them a lot. A lot of times they'll just need, you know, some setup things, or, you know, on stage they'll get a crack or something, you know, bump into a mic stand, and one of our polishing robots. So it's using vacuum suction on that robotic arm to take it to these two different polishing wheels. And each wheel, it's a different thickness, has a couple of different compounds that pulse on the wheel, and it's getting out the scratches from the sanding process. You know, we've been using these for almost 2 decades now. Well, I mean, you have to be very careful that you program into the computer that controls this robot the correct body size. Because if you put in, say,
yeah, double O or something,
so
and you have
you put a dreadnought on there, the
Yeah.
wheel and the robotic arm are going to meet at the different point and go right through the guitar.
wow.
Or
Yeah,
if you
burn
don't,
it.
yeah. Or if it doesn't pick it up correctly, it could just rip the, you know, the body off of that wheel, off the arm. One of the things we really need to look out for is power failures. For, like, we have a thunderstorm or something, because once it loses power, it just drops whatever's
Oh
on
my
it.
gosh. Yeah.
So, but yeah, I would operate this robot when I worked in the polishing department.
Oh, you were actually on this? No
Yep.
kidding.
Yeah. So after the body comes out of there, we're gonna still do we have some pedestal buffers. We're gonna, you know, clean it up on, and then it'll get polished. One of these booths, you have a vacuum stand, you know, your buffer, a couple different compounds that you're going to use. Yeah, just to get, you know,
Just
that
to
real
touch
high,
anything up, or
that real high gloss finish.
Wow. Absolutely surreal. Oh, there's one here.
Yep. Yeah. SC. This is the special with the sunburst
Yep,
top.
the sunburst.
Yeah, this has LR bags in it. And this is, you know, the striped ebony.
That's this is similar to the neck I had in my double O from about 5-6 years ago.
Yeah.
You know, like, look at this. These Road Series guitars.
Yeah.
You know, like lower price point, but you're getting all solid wood. You're getting, you know, a pickup from LR bags. You know, ebony fingerboard still.
No, these are Rich Light.
Rich Light. Okay.
Yep. So it's very similar to ebony.
Grover tuners. You're getting a solid Sitka, you know, spruce top.
Yep.
Like you're getting mahogany back and sides. It's for the price point. It doesn't get any better than this guitar.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
And the the playability and the sound is what you expect from Martin.
It's a Martin sound. Yeah.
Gonna walk down the hallway here. So on the left we have some famous musicians that have played Martins through the years.
Dustin, you on the wall here?
Yeah, but we're in the middle.
So there's that Clapton guitar.
Oh yeah,
you
the
played at
Sunburst one. That's
Yep.
the prototype,
Yep,
right?
that's the one right there.
Wow. That's not Grandpa that he put a pickup in, is it?
No, this is the D18E that he played on Unplugged.
Oh,
so he owned
yeah.
Grandpa before he owned that guitar.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jason Isbell, 45, I assume. He did the same as kind of the Joe Bonamassa. I feel like they did something similar.
He did, his signature is actually an 18.
It's an 18?
Yeah, just it has a Pro Rosette.
Right.
Yep.
Maybe that's what I saw, just the
Yeah.
rosette.
A lot of times, signature artist models like Nancy Wilson's, you see that as a Pro Rosette. That's
Yeah.
like just a feature that a lot of artists pick.
Man. What's Vince Gill's guitar collection going to look like if that ever goes up for
Oh,
auction?
wow.
You need five semis or
I
like
know,
a jet
I
to go down
know.
there and pick that up.
Yeah, some of the, just insane, hundreds and hundreds of guitars, but like
His
you said,
collection is unbelievable.
it's like a disease to people, It's like,
Oh, yeah. Trust
keep
me.
on.
We're both afflicted, it sounds like. You know what's really cool? There's been a couple artists in country music, so we're country songwriters primarily. Thomas Rhett and Sam Hunt have always been really big Martin players. And
Yeah.
Sam Hunt always plays, I think it's an OMJM,
Yeah.
like an 18 style or a 28 style. But you have these massive bands in country music that are loud. I mean, they're full-on rock bands.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And a lot of times the guys are playing like a double O or triple O
Yeah.
size.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
you
But
know,
a lot of that, that comes from, the way electronics are now.
yeah.
Because pretty much anything that we build, other than Authentics, because with Authentics, the saddle's glued in, so it's tough. You can't get an under saddle pickup.
Right.
Even those, you can use like a K&K Pure Mini in them.
Sure, with the mic.
Yeah, or
Yeah.
something. But any of these, you can, we can install LR bags or Fishman electronics in, and then you plug it right in, and
Yeah.
yeah.
The LR Bags was a great choice, especially selfishly on the M6, Johnny Marr. Those Anthem pickups to me are just, it doesn't get much better than that.
Yeah.
And
And
the
that-
new ones, the hi-fi system that they have too is pretty amazing.
And that comes with Johnny Marr's influence.
Yeah.
We'll use electronics that the artists want us to use.
That's really cool.
Yeah. So this is our final inspection area. So this is where everything's going to come after, neck spin glued in, bridges glued on.
It's a double neck. Look at that
Yep.
thing.
Grand jumbo double neck. Yep. So you're going to get your guitar strings on here. If it gets electronics, they're going to be installed here. Then, after the guitar is strung and set up, it's going to go on a 4-day hold because we want to see if it changes at all after those 4 days. And then if it still looks good, we can ship it out to our dealer or an artist. There's a
35.
Johnny Cash.
Yeah.
I'm always afraid to touch them because the black lacquer shows everything.
Cool thing about the 35 back, there's a handful of guitars
Yeah.
that use this Johnny Cash D35 35 back. The Johnny Marr M6 is one of the others that does that. Has a totally different sound to it. It's really cool.
So, yeah, here's
Oh
one
my
of the
gosh.
Grand J28s. And a lot of this came from, the popularity of John Mayer's solo acoustic tour. We had loaned him a double neck that was built around 2010 for the tour. And, we just, got more and more people asking about it. And we're like, let's build a 28 style.
That's so cool.
And yeah, we actually, selling pretty well. It's not a cheap guitar. It's $7,000. So
Yeah, for that to sell well, anything. I mean, you're
Yeah.
selling a car at that point.
yeah, right.
At least by my standard.
And then D35 Johnny Cash.
Look how beautiful this thing is.
Yeah.
Got a signature in the inlay there in the fingerboard. You got the pearl inlay, 35 back. Got to put the dollar bill right on top of the
Yeah,
right
right.
there. Like even the binding, man, it's such a beautiful piece of craftsmanship, top to bottom. That's a thinner neck at the top than I thought a Johnny
Yeah.
Cash would have been.
That, I think the Johnny Cash is a low profile in that.
Yeah, looks like it.
You just give me 1 minute and I'll see if there's any other goodies that aren't,
All right.
Hey, all right.
exceptional goodies, we'll call them.
Got any D300s floating around? Or
I don't have any of them.
I don't even. What is a D300? I don't even know what that is.
that's so based off a serial number 3 million. Because like with the 1 millionth Martin and 2 millionth, we did a series
Yeah.
of 50 like D100s and D200s. So we're doing 30 D300s, and they cost $300,000.
Is that the one with the fingerprint was the idea, right? But then
Yeah.
you took the tree rings and
yeah,
kind
it's
of built
sycamore
that.
tree. Yeah, the top is it's 192 years of growth rings of a tree.
And
So
you're
it's,
making 300 of those?
30 of them.
Or 30, I'm sorry.
Yeah, they're $300,000.
Oh,
We're
that's
making
what it
30
was.
of them. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. We'll get one for everybody in the crew today. Put it on my tab.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look at that top. Goodness gracious.
Yeah, so the Tweedies, these are all sustainable woods. So FSC certified.
What's the price point on these? You know?
You can go online and it'll tell you.
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah, I
on the
forget.
website.
Yeah, I forget what
It'll tell
those.
you.
Oh, yeah.
I can't remember. I've been here 33 years. I
I think
can't
they're
remember.
around $4 grand.
Kim told us to say hi to you, by the way. Kim Pyler. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, wait do you meet Greg in the back. He's
Tell, yeah. Said hello.
awesome.
No, Greg's good yet.
Oh. What a beautiful guitar.
I'd like
man.
this.
So up front here, we have our different CNC machines, our 5-axis or 3-axis. Then on the other side of the wall from here is our sawmill, and then we have an acclimating room where we season our wood, because we have to make sure we bring it down to 7% moisture content. So we feel that's the stablest for us to build with it. And we try to keep enough on hand for like 3 to 5 years, just so that, because with the way tone woods are, to purchase, we don't want to be in a position where, we can't get something, and then all of a sudden it's like, what are we going to do?
I've never seen an oak guitar before in my life.
They sound good too. Don't,
Yeah?
don't,
Oak, 'cause I
this-
got an
what
oak
does
tree
it
in my
sound like? It
backyard.
sounds good. They really do. He's got.
Yeah. So these are the
Is this custom shop, or is this-
embody like the Johnny Marr?
Yeah. That thinner profile
Yep.
is, man,
And then we have this is.
That's a
this
red
is
oak?
what a-
the 35
I
oak
think
back.
it's
like
German
that.
oak.
Wow.
The
We
flame,
got plenty of oak.
flame neck. Yeah.
yeah, all these have this flame style neck too.
Yeah.
That's a thin neck too. Very cool. I've never seen that
Filming
before.
now,
Yeah, oh, we're good.
I just
Thank you, man.
I was showing it to him.
Thank you.
He's still trying to catch it.
This is final polish here. This is, because getting the neck glued on, the bridge glued on, could get some scratches here or there, so they want to make sure, all of those are taken care of before the guitar gets shipped out. 18.
Oh, that's your guitar, Matt.
That's it. Oh, it's been waiting for me the whole time. Oh my God. The wear on this neck.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me with
Buckle
this?
rash.
Look at the buckle rash on this.
Played it a couple times.
The amount of stories in this thing and secrets. You could probably get a lot of people in a lot of trouble with this thing if this guitar could talk.
Yeah,
man.
right.
Wow. Look at that. It's still in really good shape.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, structurally.
I mean, it's definitely, it's got playwear, but, you want to see that, because it's one of the things about vintage guitars that makes them so collectible is, the more you play them, the older they get, the better they're
Oh,
going
the
to
better
sound.
they sound. They
Yeah.
open up. Oh my gosh. Phew. How many miles do you think this thing has long?
Oh, I don't know. Yeah.
Millions?
Yeah, probably.
Question,
Yeah.
How many shows? If
Yeah.
you had to guess.
Oh, I mean-
for 50 years, 40
Yeah.
years. Playing
Between
honky-tonks?
him and, this is Hank Williams Sr.
Yeah,
So-
well, before honky tonks really were even
Yeah,
a thing.
I mean,
yeah.
so, and then Hank Sr. gave it to a friend of his named Curly Williams that was also on the Louisiana Hayride, so he used it for decades, so yeah, thousands of shows probably.
So what's interesting about these old ones too to see, there's no strap button.
No.
So they were
yeah.
strapping up
Yep,
here.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
when that's a random question, but when did that start becoming a thing? Do you have any sense of that?
Acoustic electric guitars. When we started building more acoustic electric guitars,
Yeah.
that's when we started, because those get a strap button on the heel
Right,
automatically.
yeah.
But, I mean,
Does he still come
insane.
without it, right?
yep,
That's what I'm saying,
Yep,
yeah.
you can get them installed,
Yeah.
but yeah, more often
I've installed
not.
it.
Yeah.
D42 doesn't have those.
Nope.
It doesn't?
Nope.
That's how, if you're buying one secondhand, you know that it's probably in better shape than if it has one, because if it has one, it's going to get a lot of wear and tear and beat up.
I mean, if you look at Hank here, this is one of his D28s. I think this is the one that Neil Young owns now. But you see, they would just tie it on.
They just do the
to
tie
the
on
headstock. Yep.
at the old Opry.
Yep. Ryman.
Yeah, back when it was the Ryman.
Well, now since everybody took a factory tour, I got to give you one of our sound holes. That's one of the things we always do. Factory tour 2026.
Oh my gosh, look at this.
Yeah.
Super cool.
Oh, awesome.
Oh, thank you so
I use
much.
these for coasters.
Yeah,
Both of my
they do
bed-
make good coasters.
Just hard to get.
I'm gonna put it on my chain
Yeah,
right here
right?
and just
Yeah.
wear it all the time.
Like Flavor Flav.
You should
Yeah,
lacquer
exactly.
it, get
Yeah.
some inlay in
Bedazzle
there.
it.
Yep, there you
Do
go.
the pearl inlay.
Platinum type of-
So, Jason Ahner, it's been an honor and an absolute privilege. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your
definitely.
hospitality. You guys are amazing. This is a piece of Americana that you just don't get to see. This is a once-in-a-lifetime thing for me. So I'm so appreciative. Thank you for
Yep,
everything.
you're welcome. Thanks again for coming.
Yeah, you got it. All right. We'll see you next time.